Oh, welcome back. You're in for a treat. It's Media Watch France. James Creedon's here to tell us what's going on in the French media tonight. They're at it again, aren't they? I'm talking about Martine Aubry and François Hollande. They're on television as we speak, battling it out. They both want to lead the Socialist Party next week. They really don't like each other much,
do not like each other. And I suppose whatever they're saying on air this evening, what are they saying behind each other's backs? That's what we're more interested in. Well, let's have a look at L'Express. It's a magazine here, and they're talking about how they're mauvais camarades, bad friends, which I suppose means they're not friends at all, really, doesn't it? But in any case, the thing is, it is kind of surprising because they're from the same generation. They went to the same elite political finishing school called l'ENA. They're both protégés of her father, Jacques Delors, who was a big socialist back in the day. And instead of binding them together, that absolutely just kind of split them apart. And they've been saying all sorts of nasty things about each other behind their backs.
Insults,
all right, well, she called him Cuit molle, which means soft balls. Now, that doesn't really make any sense.
She's not talking about sport, is she?
It basically means he's a bit spineless, or, you know, we wouldn't say soft balls, we'd say other stuff, or no balls. Anyway, and she's been saying that he's perverse. Now, I don't know, he's been saying that she's perverse,
she's a pervert.
which doesn't mean pervert. That's what I thought too originally.
Glad
but
to hear
it means that she's twisted. So, you see, they just don't trust each other at all.
Pretty low blows.
Well, they do not like each other. He was head of the party for about 10 years. She took over in 2008, and she hated his management style, said that he'd left the party fall asunder in that 10-year period. When she took over the party, she said he'd left the place in a total mess. Even the toilets at the party headquarters in Solferino were a disgrace. She actually said that.
Goodness me, very low blows indeed. All right, now Martine famously doesn't get on with Ségolène Royal, that other socialist candidate who's now out of the running.
Right.
She's come out and given her support to her ex-boyfriend François Hollande rather than Martine.
Right, and as this article in Nouvelle Observateur says, Thomas, Clémence, Julia and Flora must be relieved. Now, who are those four people? They are the children of Ségolène Royal and Martine Aubry. No, the children of Ségolène Royal and François Hollande. Yes.
So it was literally a case of, Mum, we think you should support Dad.
That's right. And see, politically, Ségolène Royal would actually be closer to Martine Aubry. They're both a little bit closer to the left. But, of course, who are you going to support between the two people, the father of your four children or the woman who stabbed you in the back in the famous leadership contest in 2008?
I have to see years of therapy for these
children.
Oh,
it's a touchy one. Now, in any case, what they're saying, basically, is that she could never have supported Martine Aubry. Ségolène Royal, just to kind of make it clear, she was the candidate last time out in 2007. She only got 6% of the vote in this primary election. A massive slap in the face, really, for her. So everybody was saying, will she lend her support? Will she endorse one of these two leading candidates? And indeed, she did endorse.
So her nine supporters will go in.
But this is what they're saying. Are people actually going to listen to her? Because if you look at what people are saying online, they're not very impressed. There are various tweets where people are just not impressed at all with the fact that Ségolène Royal endorsed her former partner. They're saying this is not politically consistent. She may as well have just said, you know, I'm here supporting the father of my children. Now, another thing that's quite interesting, François Hollande's current life partner, famous journalist, partner, as opposed to like business partner, girlfriend, let's go with that. She tweeted and said, what would you say? Hats off to Ségolène Royal. Kudos to Ségolène Royal for her sincere, selfless and unambiguous support. So now this is actually very good for François Hollande's image, because there was a lot of speculation in the press.
Well, it would be terrible if it had gone the other way, wouldn't it?
I suppose if she kind of tweeted something nasty. But what they're saying is this looks very nice now for François Hollande. His private life looks like it's being resolved in public. So
all right, and this is a theme you've been talking about all week, isn't it? Journalists in France who go out with politicians. It's quite common. We're not, by the way.
Right. We're trying to keep it private, Laura, actually. You're being very indiscreet. But yes, a more famous couple would be Audrey Pulvar.
Yeah.
Now, she is...
couple of the week.
Exactly.
Who we got tonight?
Now, you can see her here. She's with Arnaud Montebourg. Now, he was the surprise revelation of this primary. He got 17% of the vote. No one predicted it. And so he's now kind of calling the shots. They're calling him the kingmaker. Who's he going to bequeath his 17% to in the second round coming up this Sunday? Now, Audrey Pulvar, you can see her alongside him on Sunday night at the vote. She was, you know, drinking mojitos, raising her glass to the camera, being very I suppose, what would you say, very public in her support for her boyfriend. Now, the thing is, she is
not
already...
playing it down much, is
Not
she?
at all. She's already lost one show on the news channel iTélé. It was taken off her because she's publicly, I suppose, the partner of this politician. And now they're saying, really, she is not being discreet at all. You've got various politicians saying that there's a conflict of interest here. Others saying, look, you know, it's getting harder and harder to defend her. This is the media editor for the Nouvel Observateur saying that. Because, you know, is she a journalist or a politician's wife? Now, the big irony of all this, of course, she'd like to keep her various political journalism jobs. In 2006, there was a famous politician who made a big deal out of a France 2 journalist going out with the politician Jean-Louis Borloo, said that she should step down from her position.
And who was that, might we guess?
It was Arnaud Montebourg. So that's come back to haunt him now, because he was saying, Béatrice, you really need to move on and get, you know,
they'll be having
retire.
some difficult conversations, won't they?
Well, it's an easy one to throw back in his face, isn't it? You were saying that a political, you know, a journalist or a politician's wife should leave her job.
One
well,
or
now,
the other.
You know,
right.
Respect your own words.
We're going to end with something a bit more serious.
Yes.
Tristan Banon, who accuses the former head of the IMF, Dominique Strauss-Kahn, of attempting to rape her, has written a book, and we'll be able to see some of the extracts from that book in the press tomorrow.
That's right. Paris Match, which is a big kind of red top glossy magazine in France. There's going to be the extracts from this shock book, as they're calling it, appearing in Paris Match tomorrow. So I suppose a lot of people will be interested to hear what she has to say about what allegedly happened back in 2003 in an apartment. She claims that there was all sorts of improper behaviour going on. And this is a photo. You see, his daughter is actually, or was once upon a time, very friendly with Tristan Banon. So there's a photo, you can see it here on the front page of the book. This would have been at some, I would imagine, some family occasion. So it's a book that a lot of people will be eager to flick through, and the extracts of it will be in Paris Match tomorrow. So I suppose I'll tell you more then, once I've had a chance to read the extracts.
Looking forward to it, James. As always, thank you very much indeed. All right, that's it for Media Watch. When we come back, we'll have the headlines for you. First, though, it's tonight's web news. La la la.